Hi everybody, it's Janet Diane Moria Swerdlow, welcoming you to another podcast of expansions.com. As you know, Stewart is on his way to Australia, so here I am, all by myself, and when that happens, you get to see certain things that you don't get to see when he's around. So I want to show you our very special private teaching room where we instruct you for many of our events. Some of you have been here already, but it's really a lovely room and I really enjoy it. I want you to notice here on your way up the stairs, so here's one of our skins that we got when we were in Finland. It's a reindeer skin. And behind me, hanging up on the wall, is one of our chakra banners, which has been created by Clifton Davis. It's a visual aid which I do not have listed on the site, but I do have 4 of them available, and if you're interested, please contact Patricia. And of course here I have a beautiful butterfly that was created by a very famous artist, Tatiana Aliviana, in Singapore, who's actually Russian by descent. And over here, these are Stewart's plants. He's brought them all in for the winter, you can see, and he takes good care of them. And we have a beautiful little fireplace. And over here, this is one of my favorite things that we have. This is a little wall hanging, and we can take that down, and behind here we have a whiteboard that we write on. And here is one of our planar chakra socks, which was actually made by the same designer that created Princess Diana's silk dresses when she was alive in Thailand. And we actually found about, I think, 15 of them. So these will be posted on the site, or you can also contact Patricia. They are not as extensive as the chakra banners that we have by Clifton Davis, but they're a very good visual aid if you would like that. So journey with me over here. I want to show you this poster that was made for Stewart when he went to Finland. This was when we were in Belize many years ago. So we like that we put that in a frame. And over here is the table where we have a variety of food for you to eat while you're here at our January Oversoul Hyperspace Extravaganza. I do all kinds of interesting taste tests here for you so that you can try new foods just like you're trying new foods in your mind. And over here is inventory table. And as you can see, left over from our last conference, everything is here, which we'll straighten out at a later time. And we even have your own private bathroom in there. And over here, we have a lovely Oversoul banner that somebody created for me for my 50th birthday, so I enjoy that. That's one of our decorations up here. And our tables are a bit askew, but this is where we sit. And we have going to make them in a variety of ways. And of course we have a lovely vaulted ceiling and beautiful windows. So this is our bonus room, which doubles as our seminar room, and we have smaller, more intimate groups. So anyway, I'm looking forward to having you join me here in January or at one of our other smaller events. But in the meantime, I have a couple of news stories I want to share with you. The first thing that I want to share with you is that a Loch Ness monster has allegedly been spotted off of Australia's Magnetic Island. Now, of course, we know that's a little bit further from Perth, where Stewart is going to be, but who knows, maybe the Loch Ness monster will swim its way around the coast of Australia, all the way down to Perth to say hello. We never know. And of course, we have the naysayers who say it's just a chunk of wood, but the people who saw it actually believe that it was a Loch Ness monster. Now, I will have the link posted for you to look it up and judge for yourself. The other thing I want to talk to you about is about The Simpsons. Now, interestingly enough, we are always telling you about how much programming goes on in the media. And I was reading about how that there are many math references in The Simpsons. And of course, personally, I've always noticed, and I'm sure you have too, that The Simpsons are bright ELF yellow color. When we think about that, and with this information I'm going to share with you, I want you to really be aware of what's going on in television. Apparently, the writers have backgrounds in math and science. The show's executive producer, Al Jean, went to Harvard at the age of 16 and earned a math degree. The head writer, David X. Cohn, studied physics at Harvard and computer science at the University of California in Berkeley. And writer Jeff Westbrook taught computer science at Yale University before coming to the show. Now, the article goes on to say what might attract math geeks to comedy writing. Well, in my opinion, it sounds to me like you've got a lot of math geeks put in place for programming, because programming is based on math. So these are things that I want you to pay attention to. And there are a lot of other things going on right now in the world. And of course, Stewart's not here to give you his take on it, but I have been looking through a lot of the trends on the internet, and there are a couple things that I want to bring to your attention because I think it's extremely important at this time. One of the things that I have noticed right now, within I'd say the last few weeks, is the proliferation of anti-Muslim sort of propaganda. Now, interestingly enough, this is of course what started 9/11 here. And many years before that, when I first met Stewart, Stewart told me that the secret government was going to do something to make everybody hate Muslims, because Muslims are very difficult, that genetic is very difficult to control, so are blacks, and so are the other darker indigenous races. The white, blonde-haired, blue-eyed people, red hair, they're the more easy people to control. So they want to get rid of those who are more difficult and challenging to mind control. So a lot of the pictures that are going around on the internet, I have noticed, have gotten increasingly more and more violent. There are pictures of torture, of rape, crimes against each other, crimes against women. It goes on and on and on. A lot of bloodshed out there that they're getting you used to. As well, of course, the zombie craze and some of these other things that we have seen happen. But the idea is to divide and conquer and make us hate each other. And nobody wins when we have a culture of hate. And what they really do is pulling out your own inner frequency of hating yourself, of low self-worth, low self-esteem, feeling that you're not worthy, you're not good enough. And they want you actually to feel that hate within yourself, but instead of turning inward to correct that, to project that outward and hate your neighbor, to turn your neighbor in, to continue to perpetuate these things. And I want you to remember that when you see these things on the internet, that you don't know the source. And a lot of these are hoaxes, and again, we don't know whether they're real or they're staged. Regardless, where you focus is where the energy grows. And I want to encourage you to not focus on the violence that's being shown to you out there. It is also triggers for your own programming, which can then activate and create issues within yourself and within your own family, your jobs, your careers, and so on and so forth. And that is what it is designed to do. You can use these triggers and this violence that's out there to elevate yourself, to not allow it to affect you. You need to be aware of what's going on without it taking control of you, without taking you down further into your own animal mind, because it is much easier to control for the global handlers to control the animal mind than it is for them to control your own spiritual mind. So do your best to keep yourself elevated as much as possible. I also want to remind you that the Catholics did this to the Waldensians, and if you go back in history, you will see very many graphic pictures of torture that the Catholics have done to people worldwide. This has been done to all the indigenous peoples as well. They've tortured them. They have done everything that they can to destroy their cultures. They've taken their children away, whether you're Native American, or if you want to call it that. I've been doing a lot of research because, as you know, I have very heavy Cherokee heritage, and they really like to refer to themselves as First Peoples. The Aborigines, this has been done to. The people in Africa, it's been done to. I mean, look at Oprah Winfrey. If Oprah Winfrey wanted to help people, why is she going to Africa? Why doesn't she help the black people in our own country? Why don't we have a private girls' school here? Why is she going to Africa, and what is being hidden down there? You know, everybody just wants to live their own life. They want food, they want shelter, they want to be left in peace. People aren't interested in fighting overall unless something is out there prodding at them and poking at them. Most people just want to live their lives. So these tactics are not new. The overall program is to install fear and hatred because people hate the things they fear and they fear the things they hate. So it starts this vicious cycle over and over and over again. So again, I want you to think about what's going on out there, and please don't pass these pictures around. Let's focus on things that elevate us and not things that take us down into the lower animal mind. I also want to make a comment on the sheeple, because that is a term that's gone around the internet for a long time, and I also have used that, and it applies up to a certain point. But I've also spoken a lot about pack mentality. And pack mentality means there has to be a leader. And when we have a pack, and for this example I'm going to use of humans, and one human starts rising above, the rest of the pack starts trying to rip at them and tear them down. This has happened to Stewart and I numerous times, and it perhaps has happened to you as well. Because nobody wants you to be the top dog, so to speak. Everybody wants to be the top dog themselves, so they try and pull you back down to their level. Stewart and I have refused to allow this to happen to us, and we urge you to also refuse this sort of mentality. Use it as a learning lesson to strengthen yourself, to find your own inner weaknesses, and to grow on from it. And as you gain that strength within yourself, you will be surprised that you will also attract more and more people who have that inner strength as well. And that's what we want to pull out at this time, because there are a lot of choices that people are making. And some of them are for the upliftment of humanity, but unfortunately what we see being passed down is more for the degradation of humanity. So let's not contribute to degradation. Let's go for the elevation. I want to thank all of you who are supporting our work by joining our site. Our membership right now, the gold level membership, is $35 per month. This includes our daily blogs. It includes our video channel, which we're uploading every day, more and more of their videos for you. Question and answer section, you can ask as many questions as you want on any particular topic. We read everything and we answer those questions that are of interest to the general membership. We also give you a generous product and service discount. So please join our site if you haven't done that already. We have blogs where Stewart and I interact with you on a daily basis, and a lot of people make a lot of progress. It's a way to join with like-minded people and elevate yourself. Now, you do know that Stewart is on his way to Australia right now. It's still not too late to join his Hyperspace Oversoul Extravaganza week down there. And I wanted to tell you some of the topics he's going to be presenting specifically. And of course, we will also be presenting this in our January 2014 class in our bonus room, which I showed you earlier. So get ready, because this is really going to put you over the top with what you need to do to help you get your relationships in order, your finances in order, your inner self in order, your spiritual work in order, your inner connection to your ownness, oversoul, God, mind, whatever you call your source. All of these things are amazing. He and I, here in January, we will be going over the basics of hyperspace oversoul work. We'll talk to you about chakra spinning, T-bar balancing, breathing techniques, protection, your oversoul matrix, the basic color codes, the concept of mind patterns. We'll go over the flow chart of creation, the flow chart of DNA. We will have plenty of question and answer time. We're going to teach you how to feel energy, teach you the basics of psychometry. We will do name analysis techniques, home energy scans, the meaning of name energies, and release work. We're going to also do body scans, simultaneous existence works, both scanning on and off world, scanning at a distance, growing up the child within, programming and scanning for programming types, compatibility scanning, frequency matches, DNA concepts and analysis, the green spiral staircase exercise, ancestry, genetics, tracing where you come from genetically. We'll be talking about dreams, dream interpretation, hyperspace signatures, understanding the language of hyperspace, geographic locators, where you belong on this world, how to know where you belong, and again, all about your relationships. We will also discuss current events, true world history, deprogramming techniques, oversoul communication, affirmations, how to create your own affirmations, the angelic realm, higher frequencies, and how to use those. We are going to give you some Kuiper Belt information, what to expect in the future, healing techniques, weather manipulation methods, how to attract better finances, how to increase your home and business finances, harmony, compatibility, things like that, and lots of question and answers. You're also going to learn about fertility, how to merge with all your alternate selves and every universe where you exist, the true nature of God mind, what sexuality is and how to use it properly, how to create whatever you wish into this physical reality, how to speak with the departed, how to communicate with plants, animals, insects, how to use radionics and Rife machines, and even more. What we find out is that people that come to these classes who participate in our monthly memberships tell us that they get the answers to lifelong questions. So I don't care how long you've been involved in this kind of work. Again, you want to remember what I've told you many times before. The best way to hide a true pebble is on a beach amongst a lot of other pebbles. It is challenging for you to find us amongst everything that's out there for you to choose from. But I urge you that if you want to learn from two people with decades of experience, you will want to come to one of these classes, the one in Perth or the one here January 2014. Now, with that said, I have one more thing to show you because, first of all, well, two actually. I'm going to remind you about this book, The True Reality of Sexuality. If you've not read this, I encourage you to do so because everything that's going on right now with gender identification and not knowing who you are as far as your sexuality goes is addressed in this particular book. So this is a very good one for you now to start helping to sort out your own mind, because if you don't, as you're seeing, your sexuality is being defined for you. So a lot of people have a lot of different propensities. Doesn't matter who or what you are, we don't judge you, nor should you judge you, but whatever or whoever you are, make sure it is your decision and not somebody else controlling you and manipulating you into making a decision that is not you. Okay, along that same lines, the next thing I want to show you is kombucha. Now, the reason I'm showing you this particular product is because I feel that this must really be a great product because it's been gone after by the FDA. And this happened actually a couple of years ago. This is by it's GT's, this is what they call it now, I guess. It used to be GT's Dave, but I guess they've changed it. He actually began bottling this product, kombucha, which is a fermented tea, in 1995 from his mother's kitchen. His mother had cancer, and he feels this product, which is live probiotics, actually saved her life, and that's how the business began. Now, kombucha is actually a live product, which means that it is fermented, and it has the probiotics, which are constantly growing inside of it. And when I first started buying this, I liked it right away. And after using it for, 2 or 3 years, I went to my health food store and I found out that they didn't have the product anymore. They told me that if a product has over a certain percentage of alcohol, that it must be sold as liquor. And this one says that it may have, let me find it because it says everything on it. Let's see. Yeah, it may contain more than 0.5% of alcohol per volume. Now, the way I understand this, if I have my story correct, is when this comes out of the factory, it's under 0.5% alcohol. But as it sits on the shelf, it continues to ferment because it is a live food. And as you know, you need alcohol to digest your food, which is why some people would supplement with, let's say, a good quality wine at the dinner table. This product was removed from the shelves by the FDA because they said it contained over 0.5% of the volume when it was tested on the shelf, even though it left the manufacturer with less than that. So GT Dave's developed a light product, and that one's not as good, but we can get that here at my local store, which does not have a liquor license. So I go to another health food store for this particular one, and believe it or not, this has now been classified as a beer. So, find my spot here. And you cannot sell this now to anyone under the age of 21, which means my children cannot legally drink this anymore. Pregnant women should not have it, and you should not drive a car or operate machinery if that you drink this particular product. So I've got this one capped, and let's see. And it says, of course, all over it, you have to be 21. But this is live. Okay, when you pour it out, okay, you can see it foams, and sometimes you don't want to shake this because it will foam up all over. It's very bubbly, and that's your probiotics. But you can see this is not beer. So I really feel this must be a really great product to have been attacked by the FDA, and you can get it in a variety of flavors. This one is grape, which happens to be my favorite, and they have it in cherry, they have it in citrus, they have it in chai, the original, which to me tastes a little bit like apple. But it is a really great probiotic product, and I want you, if you have a chance, to try it, because this will help your digestive system, and this will help a lot of things that are going on in your body health-wise. And if you come to my January 2014 class, I may also give you a taste of it here, because I like to give you foods to sample that you may not otherwise try. And once you've tried it, you get hooked, and it's a way of getting your mind pattern out of where you are in a rut and into something new and different and unique. So with that said, I want to thank you very much for joining me, Janet Diane Swerdlow, on this edition of Podcast for Expansions.com. Bye-bye now.